How is it that we can have so much faith one moment and see it disappear the next? Welcome to Living Hope Today. I'm Jason Betler. The experience of having much faith and then seeing it just disappear is all too familiar to people like you and people like me. It happens. Why? Well, we find it here in the Gospels in Luke chapter 10 in the very familiar story of Martha and Mary. You remember these ladies, don't you? Two sisters who received Jesus into their home. Martha had many redeeming qualities, actually. She's the one who honored him in the home. She brought him in. She welcomed him. Later in John chapter 11, when Lazarus was raised from the dead, she's the one who actually sent word to Jesus and called him. She's the one who called everybody to Jesus as well. Martha is not bad. She's just like us. And when we read this story, we find parts of Martha that we don't like about ourselves. You see, Mary was sitting at the feet of Jesus, while Martha was distracted with much serving. She was busy. She was busy. She felt the pressure of welcoming people into her house, serving the cheese tray, take your shoes off, wiping the floor, cleaning the kitchen. Many things she was distracted with. And she felt alone in her struggle, and she started to call out to her sister Mary, who didn't seem to pay any attention. So then Martha starts talking to Jesus about it. Jesus, tell Mary to get up and help me with all the chores, with all the housework. Jesus responded to her in the way he often responds to us. He said, Martha, Martha. And when I call one of my children and I can't get their attention, I say their name many times to get their attention. Hey, hey, pay attention. Listen, stop, slow down. Martha, Martha. He said, you are worried and troubled about many things. In other words, you are missing the opportunity of a lifetime here because you're so distracted. You're caught up with so many things. But Jesus is here right now. Right now. You don't want to miss the right now opportunity to hear the Word of God, to receive the Word of God implanted inside of you. That's what the Word of God says. I love the word implanted. It has to get in there and become part of you. It has to stick inside. Look, the faith that you and I are called to have, the faith we're called to live, is to be a faith that no one can take away from us. It's steadfast, it's strong, it's immovable. Why do we tend to be moved away? It's because we get distracted, even doing a good thing like serving. It's because we are worried and troubled about many things. Anxiety or a list of tasks enters our minds and we just have to do them right now. But Jesus is calling out, hey, Martha, Martha, pay attention, pay attention. And he reminded her what we also need to be reminded of ourselves. He said, but one thing is needed, the main thing that is needed. And Mary has chosen that good part, which will not be taken away from her. Sitting at the feet of Jesus. Could you imagine the opportunity of having Jesus in your home, speaking, teaching, loving, working miracles? That's available to you today when you take in the Word of God. You take this in, put it in your heart, and it births faith in you. A faith that can never be taken away, that can never be shaken. But you must take time to sit and receive instead of being busy all the time. Build your life on the Word of God, and you will build a life of faith that no one can take away from you. You know, we tend to look so much at our exterior circumstances, so much of what is happening, even our government policies and legislation and what is acceptable and unacceptable. Prayer, for example. We want legislation that tells us where and when we can pray. We love our freedoms, especially in America. We love it. But listen, If you know how to pray, no one can stop you from praying. If you have faith in God, no one can take it away from you. If God has set you free, there's a song that rises in your heart that no one can snuff out, that no bit of circumstances, nothing can stop the joy of the Lord when your life is built on the Word of God. That's why Jesus said, one thing is needed. One thing is needed. And that's why he says that it will not be taken away. It cannot be taken away. I've heard many stories of people in prison or prisoner of war camps, terrible situations, who are still full of faith. How does that happen? It's because their life is built on the Word of God. Choose Jesus today. Choose to receive from Him today, and your faith will never, ever fail. If you like this video, subscribe. I'd be glad that you did. Visit our website, nationshope.org. And if you'd like to reach out to me and connect, do so by email at hello@nationshope.org. hello@nationshope.org, and I'll be looking to hear from you. God bless you all.